I don't want to make this too complicated because really grammar doesn't need to be complicated. It's something we should enjoy. So let's have a closer look at the present simple. How do we build it? Well, pretty basic really. Present simple, quite simply, needs a subject. So who is the sentence about? What is the question about? And it needs a verb. Something needs to happen. And then, if you'd like, you can add a what, a how, a when, or where, these finer details. So put quite simply, let's have a look. Irene works. Nah, not bad, hey? But what about this? Irene works in Civic. Irene works at an accounting firm in Civic. Irene works at an accounting firm in Civic on Tuesdays, or 3 days a week. Now let's try this one for size. Irene always works in Civic. Irene sometimes works, often works, never works. Aha! These words, always, never, sometimes, often, these are our so-called signal words. Do you remember those? These signal, ding, 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 that we're looking at the present simple. Now, have a look at the screen here, and I've got a representation of our adverbs of frequency, these so-called signal words. Now, we know these, fantastic. So, where do they go? How do we build our sentence with them? Let's go back to that example. Irene always works in Civic. Irene is our subject, works is our verb, and our little adverb goes, before the verb. Simple. Let's start with some other example sentences. So let's talk about me. I love to dip choc chip cookies into my cup of tea. You sometimes like to learn more about English. Not bad, hey? But what's missing in these sentences? Let's have a look and compare the two examples I just gave you with our original example sentence about Irene. Do you notice what's missing? Yup, the S. And here's a kicker. He, she, and it. Sentences using the third person, they always need to bring their little friend S along for the ride. It's the same in questions, but here we meet a new friend, technically known as an auxiliary verb. I call it a helping verb. It's small but strong. Strong enough to guide our sentences and carry that S. I'm going to show you a few examples now so you can have a look and see how they build our first person, second person, and third person sentences. We will look at these a little later in the next lecture, and we'll also look at how we can introduce this grammar into our classroom without making our students fall asleep. We'll look at that next. So sit back, relax, and have a look at these examples. Write some notes if you need to, because we're honing in on this in just a minute. See you soon.